We have a great presence this year in Barcelona. I think that it is for the last 4 years, WiMAX is becoming really a part of this industry. A couple of years ago, as I told you, we are persona non grata, in the GSM world or the LTE world. WiMAX is an integral part of the path of broadband wireless, and therefore, as the leader of this market, we are here. We are meeting many customers, many partners, ecosystem partners, which are very strong in this market. Look at Intel, for example, look at different Taiwanese manufacturers of devices. I think today WiMAX is a reality. People know that. We announced just last week more than 210 commercial networks in the world, a big part of it in South America. So I think that our audience, can really, some of the people listening maybe to this program are connected over WiMAX today, which is a reality. We announced also that we are today with more than 30 mobile WiMAX trials over the world. We intend to bring commercially this platform within a couple of months from now, which means that people will enjoy personal broadband connectivity over WiMAX network in 2008, as we promised. So I think that we're in execution. When you execute, you get enemy as well. We believe mobile WiMAX is 4G. I think that there is no ambiguity with respect to HSDPA, HSUPA. I think there is no competition between HSDPA, HSUPA and mobile WiMAX. I think that, if I can compare what is doing to do HSDPA and HSUPA, I think it's the best thing that we could have ever thought in order to have personal broadband services, because it's, for me, HSDPA is like, when ISDN was introduced in order to offer broadband, and just a couple of years ago afterwards, ADSL came. So what we see today, HSDPA, HSUPA, is really a first taste of personal broadband, knowing that if you load very heavily, broadband services to HSDPA network, HSUPA network, you will suffer from latency or from quality of service. This technology was not intended to be a broadband wireless. If not, there is no need for an LTE going forward. So I think that we have really to understand that HSDPA, HSUPA is really getting forward, and it's very good. People are getting more and more data. I would not say broadband service, I would say no. Low data speed service, maybe latency. I think it's very good for us in terms of WiMAX. Now, for me, if you compare, WiMAX and LTE, 80% of the technology is the same. We are talking about, I excuse myself, I will be technical, SOFDMA, MIMO, beamforming, open IP network, and therefore the difference is just the ecosystem. I will translate what I mean by ecosystem, the interest of the vendors. Now, today, WiMAX is going to deliver already in 2008 devices, open IP network, low IPR, when the LTE is in the slideware. So I think that today what we face in this show is a lot of communication around LTE. I see that very defensive. WiMAX is now in delivery mode. So it's product in the field, operator deploying. I think that we have seen commitments in the US, Sprint, commitment in Japan, very strong, KDDI and the others, commitment in Taiwan, commitment in Central Europe, Eastern Europe. We see commitment in South America by a large operator. I'm not astonished that, we are in the fortress of the 3G here in Europe. So we see this defensive mode. I think that from an LTE which is here and the WiMAX position here, it will only go that way. I'm listening to all these announcements, but I'm paying attention to one specific group, who are the operators. And we have to pay attention to what the operators are willing to have, not the vendors what are willing to sell. Operators who are willing to have, we can hear that, there is an organization, if you know, Next Generation Mobile Network, NGMN. So LTE is a group of vendors, NGMN is a group of operators. And it was very clear by the CEO of Vodafone just 2 days ago. They said, LTE and WiMAX should merge. What we want, don't confuse us with names. We want OFDMA, SOFDMA, MIMO, beamforming, open IP networks. Now, call it the way you want. This is what we want. Now, these two specific technology, 80% is the same. Now, I think that what is good for WiMAX very clear. I think in terms of technology availability ecosystem, it's there now. We're having certification, apparently good chance within really the next month to have the first 16E Wave 2 certification. PC cards available, devices available, commitment in some places. So I think the momentum is there. I do not believe we will have at the end of the day one single technology. I believe in a world that you will have WiMAX, certainly LTE. I don't know if it will be 60%, 40%, but it will not be a niche market for sure. Yes, absolutely. I think that from an end user point of view, technology is completely, useless, not important. The end user doesn't have to care about technology. So as we have today in devices, we have horizontal roaming between different technologies. Wi-Fi, GSM, GPRS, Bluetooth. So you have a number of different connectivities technology. I believe WiMAX has his room there. Ask Intel, the one that did Wi-Fi, they just put in the laptop right now. So I believe at the end of the day, we'll have a number of devices, multiple technology. I think the last one to know about which technology they're using at the same time will be the subscriber, because it's not important. The reason also for having multiple technology in one single device is very clear. It's not related to technology, it's related to spectrum. If you want to provide very high quality of service, low latency, you have to maximize any spectrum available that you have if you're an operator. And therefore you have to really take a best fit of each one of the spectrum wherever you are. Indoor, outdoor, within a WiMAX environment, a Wi-Fi environment, UMTS, GPRS, certainly LTE. And I think it's clear we see the technology provider, the chipset technology providers, you see a number of announcements. Yes. I think that we will see combined chipsets in 2008. I met very interesting company doing GSM combined with WiMAX, for instance. Yeah. Other guys doing Wi-Fi and WiMAX. I see a very large ecosystem doing chipsets. We are working today, to do interoperability with 4 chipset providers. So I believe that there is enough commitment in this industry in order really to make this, large available, device industry to come from. Okay. I think that what we have been doing in the WiMAX industry is first to pick up the right profile, the 2.3 profile, the 2.5 profile, the 3.5. We see now regulators in the world doing 2 additional things. Allocation of the IMT 2000. One thing that I'm not sure that everyone knows, IMT 2000, which is the 2.5, the extension bands of the 3G. So the 2.5 gigahertz, it was a very important decision made by the ITU in 2008 that IMT 2000, the 2.5 gigahertz, will be technology neutral. So at the very beginning, it should have been only 3G or an extension of the 3G band. Now, for each one of the operator, the regulator have decided, and it's been decided in the ITU, that it will be technology neutral, so the 2.5. Now I can tell you also that many regulators have additional spectrum over the 3.5, such as 3.6 to 3.8, okay? But I think that they are waiting for, growing deployment at the 3.5 band in order certainly to allocate more spectrum over there. So I think that for our industry, starting from 2.3, 2.5, 3.5, 3.3 also in India, and 3.6, 3.8, we have enough room to grow. I believe we have to focus our industry in order really to create the right ecosystem. So we see 700 being certainly one of the next profile that WiMAX Forum may adopt. Within the WiMAX Forum, we are looking very carefully at the spectrum, excellent radio propagation in 700. So I do believe that 700, there is very, very good chance that 700 will be a WiMAX profile.